We are back at it again with Radio Robbie. Today I wanted to talk more about those fresh IRL experiences in which I got put on the spot for a social experiment. And I am now, or was, #1 on Chinese Tinder for a couple of hours. When your friend has $40 and a like to prove you that you're not going to be forever alone, your friends will do ridiculous stuff. And evidently there are cute pictures of you out there that Chinese women are incredibly interested in. What a time to be alive. Especially when they ask you what your job experience is and it's not you responding, but you really should have responded or made them respond and say Master Duelist 4000, but that's an interesting story. So that's another topic for another video, but Radio Robbie back at it again with these phenomenal life experiences. You never really understand life and culture out there until you've been to other places to play Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it's very important to understand just what's going on out there when you are the duelist. And I think that it is incredibly important to diversify and things like that. But before you diversify into these things, you're going to need some money. Alright? To be completely honest with you, you got this fucking dream of traveling. Yeah, unless you got a good job, you're not going to be able to afford to go everywhere that you want. You know, WCQ, the 200th this year, WCQ is in Texas. And then to top things off, you have the 200th YCS coming up. Yeah, that's a very real thing. But how do you intend to fund this trip? Well, good paying jobs. And by good paying jobs, I mean, unfortunately, unless you have some sort of revenue, you're not going to be able to travel to these sort of events. And I really wish you the best. I mean, my friend on a Walmart salary. Why does Robbie always bring up the Walmart salary thing? Because they're making them bare minimum wage out there, and if somebody making bare minimum wage with the ability to budget their money correctly can do anything. And I think that's the important part that a lot of people need to understand. The ability to budget is key. Now, with these budget skills, I don't think you could have been able to afford that fresh $500 Brandish core. I mean, you might have been able to spruce it up a little bit, but you weren't gonna be affording that. You know, Little Jimmy and Little Tom and Little John. Yeah, you guys remember Little John Moore from a couple segments ago. That poor little kid's trying his best to be able to afford this shit. You know, Mommy and Daddy gave him a nice little allowance of $20, and he wants to go to the WCQ. Now, Mommy and Daddy are gonna have to take out a loan because he wants to go on this trip, and of course little Timmy and little John always get what they want. So unless they have some friends to go with, they're going to be carpooling with their parents. And you know what it's like watching a parent want to chase their kid around. You know what it's like watching a little kid do something incredibly wrong to their parents and be like, you're never coming to a Yu-Gi-Oh event again. Yeah, that was me when I was younger. I was a very defiant child. Never got chased around though, thank God. But whew, kids and discipline is a very interesting topic in today's society. We're not going to talk about that. Whoo! But I will say this: it is always interesting seeing these things. But Little John, if you're out there, buddy, I know you're trying your best to be able to afford these events. Keep looking up, man. You'll be 18 eventually, and you'll be able to get a good-paying job. Good on you. Hopefully, Yu-Gi-Oh lives that long. Okay, so we've talked about a few things this radio segment so far. Little John's endearment to want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A terrible life decision that he has made to do so. And then to top things off, Robbie is the #1 duelist on China Tinder right now. Just let that sink in for a minute here. Chinese Tinder has the ability for you to put money into it and for you to basically boost yourself to the top of the ratings. And my friend spent $40 to make my mug and be on the front page for a couple hours, all in some grand elaborate scheme to prove to me that there is a way to not be alone. Now, here's the thing, every time I've said this in this video, it makes it sound like I'm the one saying this. I actually have another friend of mine that's like, oh no, Robbie, you're gonna be forever alone. I'm like, dude, just because I'm 28 out here, you know, and I'm not really trying to find a relationship right now, doesn't mean I'm gonna be forever alone. I mean, obviously there's the when you reach, what was it, 27, 26, whatever the meme is, you're either going to be a stepdad or you're going to be forever alone. It is very true in today's world. Don't be fooled by that. But here's the thing. at the end of the day, as long as you are doing you, boo-boo, and you are comfortable with being in the situation you're in, well, who is it to judge you for doing what you're doing? I mean, everyone's got their own 2 cents, just like everyone's fucking got their own asshole, you know? Everyone's got their own opinion. It's how it kind of comes together out there. But just seeing something like this come together, you're just like, but why though? You also got to give it up for American Tinder. Oh my God. The Chinese Tinder is so much easier to understand, and it's in another fucking country, I'll mind you. But like, so the one person's like, Robbie, why did you let this happen? Fuck it, man. I won't be alone forever. It's so good. It's never until you've been in a relationship and had your heart crushed by many women that you're just like, you pick up the pieces, you pull it back together, and you become a better person. I think that's the wording we're going to go with here. Better person. You definitely kind of learn from it. Or you do like I do in the times of my relationships falling apart. Little high school Robbie got his heart crushed and then went on a fucking, 7-year binge of playing gadgets competitively because they were my, resolve to pull my head out of my ass. And you'll never really understand the concept of time until you're just sitting there going, what the fuck did I do for the last 6 years? Oh yeah, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Not disappointed in the least. I love fucking making these segments, man. You guys don't understand. If I didn't enjoy this, I mean, having the money to, the money we make from the channel, paying for my bills and continuing to play the hobby that I love, oh, abso-fucking-lutely. I love this. If I didn't love this, I wouldn't do it, honestly. Oh, but Robbie, you're never going to find a better job. You're damn right. You're absolutely right. Working the equivalent of 2 jobs already is a pain in my ass. But it is what it is. You'll reach that impasse where you'll eventually be happy. I think that's everybody's end goal at the end of the fucking rainbow, is just to have some sort of happiness. Don't let other people take that fucking happiness from you, man. You gotta do you. And you know what? If you're gonna make it to the #1 seat on Chinese Tinder and be the best dueling king you can ever, well, fuck it, man. No. To me, this shit's fucking hilarious. Honestly. Some of the most entertaining shit that could actually happen. Imagine just kind of having a dull-ass morning, and your friend's like, hey, Robbie, you're in a social experiment. Huh? Oh, yeah, you're on Chinese Tinder. Chinese culture is a very interesting thing. Reading, some of their messages and things like that, to the next person that's like, oh, no, you're catfishing people. No, not actually, engaging in conversations and stuff. Calm down. It's just more or less interesting to see who would match with an ugly ass with me. Why people have to hurt my feelings? God, I just want to be told I'm pretty. I cringed so hard there. You guys won't be able to see it because this is a podcast, but it's all that matters. Is just understand the absolute look of disgust on my face when I said my feelings. Yeah. You gotta have a backbone in today's society, I'll be honest with you. I do have feels, but it's more or less on the moralistic side of things. God, the kind of person I am is kind of the worst, too. God, I wonder why I'm single. Fucking sitting here, I'm a self-loathing piece of shit. To those of you tuning into Radio Robbie, you've just now been attributed to his mighty charisma. Oh my God, the ability to white knight. Ah! How dare you insult her! The fedora that's always equipped at all times. And, to top things off, just being like, hey baby. Yeah, that's totally me. Fucking no way. I'm just a simple man. I just wear breast pocket shirts because I like having a place to put my phone. Is that a problem? Officer? Hello? Officer? Is that a problem? And by that stage, you're usually tased and on the ground crying because you made another terrible life decision about asking an officer a question when you were getting a ticket for speeding. That's today's life lesson. Remember, guys, if you've learned anything from this, just remember that when your one friend, who's 1 year younger than you, is sad about being alone, and then you are talking to women, and they're getting angry at you because they think you're going to be forever alone because you don't stand a chance, and then they live vicariously through you, to show them that you have a chance to reinadvertently give them a chance. It's a whole fucking pyramid scheme going on here. But to the lengths in which people will go to be the #1 duelist in China is absolutely amazing. Maybe next week we'll take over Russia. I mean, I heard fucking Moscow Magic fucking won a regional a while ago. I mean, if that's the card pool that they've got going on in Russia, fuck, man, I might be able to take over 2 continents. But that's that. DJ McChicken here, giving you guys the best advice I can. And remember, when you're sitting there crying yourself to sleep in the stall taking a shit at the local regional, and you're like, why did I come here? Because you're 0-2. Just remember, you also pulled shit from your packs. Alright guys, peace out.